Hi, and welcome to the Trucking Scribe. It's Esther. Today we're working on mini cluster envelopes. I was inspired by Sharon Dixon and Val at Val's Craft Creations. We're also going to start discussing the book of the Roman Empire that I introduced yesterday. We're going to kind of talk about what's going on in the lives of the Romans and the Jews and the Christians in the first century. So I hope that you will stay and that you find that I give you some new information. If you have questions, please leave them below in the comments and I will see what I can do about trying to answer them. So thank you and have a great day. In the last video, I discussed a book. Well, not really discussed. I said that I'm going to be reading this book for part of my Bible study for the peace of God. I'm going to look at the book of Romans. But while I'm looking at the book of Romans, I want to share this book with you because it talks about the Roman Empire, the people, what the culture was. So we've got the Roman imperial world, the Roman Empire, as far as the governments and stuff, the ruling face of the empire, again, the governments, but it gives you the households and stuff of how the Jews, the Christians, the Pharisees, all the people, there were house rules. So it's not like the nuclear family now, or the two parent families, or even like the 12 kids and two parents back when my grandparents were having kids. When it talks about the money and the food and the health. So I really would like to try and look at this maybe one chapter a week, maybe more, but at least one chapter a week. So today I'm going to start with the Roman imperial world. And I'm going to set this over here. Oh, and I got these cute little bookmarks from Shine Sticker Studio Co. That she's a planner person that makes stickers and sells stickers, and I'll try and remember to link her below. But I like these because I can put, I'm not much on tabs, but I'm getting better at it. I'm trying to figure out where I wrote all that stuff. So what I did was I just took a page in my notebook because this has been used quite a bit. So see, I'm just kind of, and then I'm going to fold it over. Let's see if I can get this without making a mess. I love her stickers. So you see I've got some more over here on places that I've been writing on. To make my writing a little bit more fun, I put stickers throughout. This is just some of my books. Here is where I read this book, and here's some thoughts I had on it with the author. Same thing with the others. So what I did was I took a label maker and put the book information so I didn't have to write it down every time. Do I have any in here? I did have, oh, see, this is what I did. I made little labels like this, and I stick them in here, and then when I need them, they were right there. So today we are going to put my wonky pocket in the journal, but first I want to, I don't know what I want to do first. You know what we can do first is just, although I've already started, but it would be a good time just to take a moment and say, God, I'm here. Help me listen to your word. Help Esther to explain it without getting confused and getting everybody else confused. And just lead us through the book of Romans and help us get to know what these people were like in their time and in their world. and how it relates to our world and our time. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Okay, so I am still working on this. This is my front page. I did print some more signatures off. So I'm going to show you all this before we get started. I did print my Bible verses, which I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. So here, I took this and instead of writing twice, I just printed it. I just took a snapshot. Oh, y'all got my phone's up there. I can't show you. So I did Cam Scanner and took a snapshot of that page. And then I have a flower page on the back. So I also, because I was putting a lot of notes in my Bible, and this is a big, huge Bible. It's pretty. Yes, I love all the stuff on it. But what I like the most, you can see I put a little highlighter, is the fact that it's big letters. So when I'm talking to you specifically about a verse, you can read it and I can read it because no, I can't read. So I did not take a picture of this page. And if I were doing this for sale purposes or anything, that would be against the law. But I'm using this for my personal journal. So what I did was I took and did a copy. So I made a copy. I took a screenshot and I used Cam Scanner, which will turn your page into what looks like a PDF, and it really looks good. I have that one. And I have this one. I have already colored this page. So that's another thing that's real fun about this book, is you have coloring. What I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do, because I want this to go in the signature. I may wind up I probably will, just gluing these two pages and making a pocket or something out of it up here. But we'll look at that in a few minutes because I wanted to. So Diane is the person she's the creative team member that showed this idea of making a copy of what you did. So another thing, I got these neat little foldable, they're supposed to come apart, crates on Amazon because I got such a mess. I've got those. I made these so we can make these one day. When I was looking for, I'm going to show you how I do tags. What I'm looking for right now in my big mess of papers, I'm going to take this book page out because I do want, or the music page, I do want to use that. So I need squares for our project today. I need some squares. Like I don't have a lot of squares. I didn't come prepared either, did I? So I know as I go along and I figure out how to do this better, things will go smoother. Right now I'm a doing what we can do. So I think I do need my Bible back. To start with, in the book of Romans, let me get back over here. Paul is talking to the Roman church. He is talking about faith, that you're saved by faith alone. He always puts, my God, our Father, and Lord Jesus Christ, give your grace and peace in the beginning of his letters. Back then they didn't have internet or even snail mail that we have today. It was more on foot mail. So after he wrote this long, let me see, I didn't write down how many pages, how many chapters, but to me it's long, maybe not to you. So 16 chapters. The history of Rome was founded in 753 BC, but wasn't mentioned in in the Bible until the New Testament. Now, I did get this from blueletter.org under Roman. So Rome was the center of the empire, was ethnically diverse. First century AD, millions of people in less than 10 square miles. An estimated 40 to 50,000 Jews in the city. So then in 64 AD, this would have been, it was after he wrote the letter. There was a large fire in Rome that led Nero, who is the big man in the ruler, to expulse the Jews. So he kicked them out. That resulted in the first major prosecution of the church, of the Christian church. In Rome is actually known for the quote, "All roads lead to Rome." The Roman population at that time was predominantly Gentiles, so Paul was writing the book of Romans to the Gentiles. He was trying. So for right now, we're going to talk about that while we're making our pockets. Create Mini Envelope Clusters by Sharon Dixon. But, and I know this is the wrong date, I know that Val from Val's Creation just did one too, so I'm going to put her video in the description below, and so you can go check her out too. I am doing this because we are doing a envelope swap in my junk journaling group. So I said, well, that would be great to try that. So what you do, and I don't think my ladies are going to wind up going right, but we'll see. You take your paper, and they use smaller paper, so I am kind of a little bit bigger here. I'm getting a center mark. And also, another person that I've seen do this is Gail. Not Gail. Gail may have probably has done it, but it's Kathy at Kathy's Garden. So what you're doing is, I have a pen, pencil. One day, y'all, I'll get one. See, that's where our center, I did it like this and pinched it, and then I did it like that and pinched it. So we're bringing our corners to the middle. And then I'm going to flip this up like that. So, let's see. One thing you could do if you wanted to, this just popped into my head, so let me see if it's going to work. This one needs to come in just a little bit more. So what I'm thinking about is just gluing this flap down and then having that, or I could do it the other, no, I can't do it the other way. So this could be glued down. I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. We'll see. It may not work. Thanks. See, then you have a pocket, but the problem is, let's see, I'm just doing this as we're going. This is the way it goes for me. I could have cut that off, but I think what I'm going to do, it's not quite long enough that it would go this way. So I'm going to take the music paper and just put it in. Still not long enough on that one. That one will work. Right. So the blueletter.org Roman, if you put that in, just search for Roman, it will bring up a lot of information. So Rome was ethnically diverse, which means that there were numerous different ethnicities. Just like the United States, we have Appalachian, Mexican, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, African American, Indian. There are so many right off the top of my head. I am not doing very good at giving you a list. But the main thing is there are a lot of different diverse belief systems in the U.S. So one thing that I believe in, and I feel like that Romans is trying to say, is don't worry about the person next to you as far as what their religion may be, what they're eating. And I actually read this in Romans, and I don't have it off the top of my head, but God just led me to talk about it, so I'm talking. I feel like God shows himself to everybody in the way that he wants to show himself. And Paul is talking about that in Romans, the book of Romans, when he says, don't worry about what the other person is eating. Their diet may be different. Basically, be kind and considerate to them and respectful. Wait, I get it. I quote it right. See right here. Danger of criticism. This is in Romans 14. And I wrote over here, don't condemn or blame others. That is God's place. Who am I to say another is wrong in their beliefs? So Paul was talking about accepting believers who are weak in faith. Don't argue with them about what they think is right or wrong. So that to me says we need to live in a coexist in the same world. So I'm not going and telling the person beside me, hey, your religious beliefs are wrong. The Bible is saying on this. And Paul gives an example. For instance, one person believes it's right to eat anything. That would probably be me. I'm a picky eater, but another believer with a sensitive conscience will eat only vegetables. So I know a person like that. Miss Paula is a vegetarian. So I don't tell her that veggies are wrong, even though I don't really eat them that much. But, if I went to her house, I would feed them and be very polite and thank you. And now she's going to say, when you come to my house, I ain't going to feed you vegetables. And those who don't eat certain foods must not condemn those who do, for God has accepted them. Who are you to condemn someone else's servants? Their own master will judge whether they stand or fall. And with the Lord's help, they will stand and receive his approval. So I am going to write that down later. I don't know if I can fit this. I'm thinking a side pocket like this, and then we can, look at me. I glued that all the way down. Got too into my talking. Okay. So there's one. I did want to do some smaller ones. So let me see what other kind of papers I have. So out of the composition book that I had the other day, I have all of these. One way to make a square, I'll go right about there, is to fold it like this. So then I can take my ruler and butt it up against that. And there's a square. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to bring this corner up to there. And I'm going to have another square. So I got 4 squares out of that. This paper is very thin. I'm not really sure about it. Probably look good inside of. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to make me a square out of it. So we're going to do a book page one. So again, you're just going to take and point to point, kind of pinch right there. Point to point, if you got a point, kind of pinch. So you can see it. There we go. So then we're going to bring this in, and that's going to be my bottom, I think, my top. And this one in to the middle, close it down, push it down, bring this one over here, and then we're going to bring this up. So I don't know why I was worrying about which page was going to be my middle, because look, this was what I was going to do, was just stick this in here. As a little notebook. So let me see what I need to do here. This could be some place that I put. It don't have to be the same size notebook. It can be. So I will cut this down. So if you did do the composition notebook like I did, you can get an extra little thing today on how to make a little notebook. So I've got, and it's going to bug me, so I've got to fix this. It's just going to bug me because I know me. So I'm going to take these. What I would like, that's not quite big enough though. Almost. And what I will do, I'm going to use this as a cover. And I'm going to take one of these little, one of these. And I'm going to clip it on. So you see I've got the pages in the back. So we're making a little book. Actually, I could use this to, I get all on something else, don't I? Let's see. I'm going to cover this with something. Well, I think that will work. Now we're just going with it today. So back to our reading. Paul, I mean, there has always been ethnicity, different beliefs, different religions. And unfortunately, every religion believes the other one next door is not right either. So that is an answer to some of that. And I'm sure that some people are saying, I'm crazy. Well, that's true. Could be. I wanted that to go all the way down. I could glue her on top. No, I'm just trying to make a notebook, and I'm going the long way around. I won't get started here. We're not going to finish our thing for a while. So let me know if you are going to go work along with me in the Bible study. I would definitely love to have you. Love to have your thoughts and your prayers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to staple this. This is a little tiny stapler. See if I can get it straight. And as we go through the book of Romans, we're going to talk about how they were just, their life is different from ours, but at the same time, they have the same problems we do. You know, it may not be that they can say the internet's down, you know, or that the car ain't running, They could have said, well, I don't have any water and the cow won't pull the wagon. So they still had the same things, just in a different context and but the same things apply. So what I want to do, where'd the pocket go? There it is. There it is. That looks good. I'm going to round the corners just because I like it sometimes. And I usually have a little trash bin here, but I put all my little stuff in it. I do not understand why this does it sometimes. Y'all ever get that crooked kind of a curved thing? So in the time of the Roman Empire, all roads led back to Rome. It's like kind of like the capital in the U.S. You know, the spokes that run around and they all come to I think it's the White House. It might not be the White House. You'll have to forgive me. Can't think. I'm going to put a little bit of this on it. Now, Tara, one of our creative team members, she has just been really inspiring me to put some lace on stuff and make it 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional. She is doing a fantastic job over there, so you need to go check her out. Let's see. I'm going to put a little piece of music paper behind there. Or is that going to be too much? I think that's going to be too much over there. Yeah. Well, I kind of liked it, but let's see if I can make this over a little bit more. Yeah, I like that better. So I'm using this book page that did I do something with it the other day? It may have been on the Scrappy pages or something that I used it. Let's see, that's not quite over where I wanted it. I'm going to have to use this. I did use it for something. What was it? I don't remember. So I want this to kind of go over a little bit so that my girl here has some room to shine also. I guess I'll just go ahead and use this time. I usually don't like using the fabric tack unless it's fabric problems or fabric responsibilities. So we have a notebook and a cute little pocket. So I have so many baskets running around. I don't know what to do with them. So what we're going to do with this is it can slide in here, just like that. And I'm thinking that, so this will go on the left side page. But because of our topic of Romans, I want to look through here and see if these are from Diane. She gave these as a freebie this past week. I like that one all the way around. So what I'm thinking about doing, I'm going to put one of these on there. I don't see, there probably is a piece of garment. So we have individual verses. So one thing I have learned with these is you can use a tiny little punch if you want to punch them out like that. And I got this one in a set of punches, so I'm not even sure what size it is. I think I have a smaller one, but this one seems to be working just fine. I know I get off track. I try to do my Bible study. I wanted to figure out how to do this, talk about my Bible study, but at the same time, talk to you about creating something. So this is a process for me of trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut these right here. So this was a big sheet that Diane had made, and let's see. So I know I want this way. I'm going to put some vellum on it and some more lace. I do have this. I'm telling you, Tara's just got me into all these things like this. So I'm wanting this one to stand out. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Some vellum. So I never know for sure which side is the right side on vellum to use. Oh, and I do have this one that might go on the front cover. If I took that out, I think it would go right there, but no, I don't want that one. That's blending in too much. Where did the purple ones go? I think that one might actually go better. So what I'm going to do with my journal when I get done, when we get done with the Bible study, is I'm going to do the cover. So right now the traveler's notebook that I have it in is just holding it for me while I get all this done. So over here I have a book of or a box of labels and little tickets and stuff. So I got that too. I have this whole box with a couple more boxes. I just don't know what I'm going to do with all this stuff. I'm going to make it, and then, I do have some journals up in my shop that are there for you to buy if you are interested in any. I do like this. Maybe I will glue this down right there. So I've got so many things that can go with this. I saw these earlier too, so they would work. The bigger ones, but let's see what we can do with them. Put one there. Okay. So this is my version of the, what did I call it? I'm crazy today. This is my version for the Create Mini Envelope Clusters. It's not mini, but it's an envelope cluster that I'm going to say is a cluster. Still looking at that, wanting some lace or something. I have some more. So I have my lace bear there. And if I no, I want a different color. could tie that in a bow and just glue it on there. I think that would look good if I get a bow. Yep. So I'm going to stick it right there. Terry, you're rubbing off on me, girl. It's okay though, because I like it. Let's see. I find so much lace that I'm always trying to find some place to put it at, and that turned out to be a good spot that I like, because I can set it down here at my feet. When I find lace everywhere, or I get done with a little piece, I can just stuff it in there. I'm thinking I want to put something in there to make that a little more stable, but I do like the way these chapters are going to give it some definition. Okay, so now we're going to put our pages in our book. So I've already started over here, so there's one signature that's in progress. I think what I'm going to do is put one of these copy dyed pages in between. And I want a brown one, and these are going to change. I'm sure they will change throughout the working of this. And this here would normally bother me, but what I'm going to do is probably put some lace on it, like I've done on other things. So this signature can go in here, just like this for now. And then I have today's work and the pocket that I want to figure out how to get in here. Those are extras. Okay, what I want to do, I think, I do want to put like a fold on there to strengthen that. So the reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to make those two pages together, but I'm going to have a pocket in between. So I'm just trying to strengthen up my edges so that when you go in to put a pocket, put something in your pocket, it's not. Oh, you know what I did? Now I can't read my writing. Well, that ain't good. Okay. Let's see what can I do. Now that's much better. It's crooked up there, but it's better. I'm just going to cut that end off. So this other one, what I need to do is start on this side gluing. So really I could have just left all that extra paper on there and folded it over, but I didn't think about that when I was doing this. So this will just help my pocket to be more sturdy. So what I'm going to do is, this is a 2 1/4 inch punch. It's a little bit bigger. I'm just going to do a hole there, and then I'm going to take this other one, try and see if I can't match them up, because I should have just done it all at one time. So now what I'm going to do is put these two, I'm going to put some glue around. Actually, I'm going to put this in the middle just in case I slip and get glue where it don't need to be. I'm going to glue up through there, up through here, and then across the bottom to close that pocket up. Put one more glue right there. And I'm just going to take this and match them up. Just like that. So now that's going to give me a pocket, and I actually could sew it right there too, and I may do that when I go to the sewing machine. Probably will just sew it down through there, and then here's my pocket in the middle. So then I can put this here. Let's see, where are we going to put some of our other stuff? We have this, which actually would go right there. I think just pretty good. These pages are a little bit bigger. Let me check over here. About right there. I do like that. I think so. We found her spot. So I'm just going to glue her down on 3 sides. So there'll be a pocket there too. Let's see. This is why it's helpful to do it before you sew them in your journal. So now we have the little pockets, which turned out really cute. We'll stick this back together the way I had it. So we're getting kind of on the side of one and the other. I wanted to put something over here, but I didn't. You know, what if I do that and maybe trim it right there? Just like that. I like that. So with this one, I'm going to just glue the whole page down. So that wants to be ornery up there. Let's see. I might be able to get it under there. So what I want to do is I want that ruffle kind of a scallop. I don't need all of it because I'm not going to put it all under there. I just want the scallop part. Actually, it can come out just a little bit further so it kind of hangs out too. Scrunch it up just a little knob block. So I've got her there. There it is. Trying to figure out where I'm at. And you see, I am going to cover up the girls in different places. I do like this. I'm going to put her there. She just seems to go right there. I guess because she's already there in the background. So we will be making stuff to put in our pockets. I'm kind of giving this a little nudge so it has like a little bit extra space right there. You can see it. I forgot my coffee dyed papers too. Stick one right there. And I'm probably going to have more than a few signatures, even if I do one per day or one per video. It may be a bigger book. Who knows? Okay. And what I can do, I'm thinking I could run another one of those. So I'm going to put that right in there. Bring it over the top. If I could get a grommet there, I would love to have one, but I have to cut my stuff. So I'm just going to tie this in a knot. Hopefully this will straighten out. I got enough. Okay. So now, after all that, I can put some more in here. So I've got this front one. I've actually got 4 different ribbons here, threads, or and I think that one I got a little too tight. I might not have. This was my first journal like this, so well, I've made these before, but it's been a while. Another one looser. So it is coming along very nicely. Put my little charm on there. I'm going to see, I already got a little lace. I'm going to throw some lace on it. I may do that before I come back. But I hope that you enjoyed the video. Go check out my creative team. Here's all their names: Diane, Rhonda, Christina, Tara, Jamie, Samantha, Debs, and Paula. They are actually working on the same piece of God Bible study for 6 weeks. They have a different version for each one, because we didn't say, okay, this is what you've got to do. We gave the list and said, this is the plan that we're going to do, and you can do your own thing off of it. So with me, I have decided to look at the book of Romans and the peace of God in there. So I know this video wound up long. I hope that it's not absolutely crazy. Thank you for stopping by. If you would, it'd be great if you hit that like button, subscribe button if you're not already, and leave me a comment in the comments below. I'm going for emojis lately. Hearts and cars and flowers and books and whatever you want to put down in there. Put something and let me know you've been here so that I can go by and check your channel out if you have one. Thank you guys and have a great day.